Thanks, Matt. And now to the love triangle involving Colorado Springs officer Sydney Huffman.
She was in court today for an advisement hearing. Now, Huffman faces charges she falsely accused a former boyfriend of physically attacking her. 4
arrests and 2 court trials later, the accused man, Jarrett Martinez, says his life's been turned upside down. He's a former Manitou police officer. In all the cases, he was found not guilty or the charges were dropped.
And now the man at the center of all this is speaking out.
He's the topic of tonight's Target 13 investigation. Tech Landrock spoke with him tonight.
Well, Martinez still has a very hard time talking about what he says was a revenge tactic by his former girlfriend. He says even though he pleaded with Colorado Springs police, they always took her side, even when they did not have any evidence to back up her story.
I didn't know what to do. I felt helpless. She wanted to hurt me, and she did.
Former Manitou Springs police officer Jarrett Martinez has a hard time talking about the past year of his life.
I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Several times during this interview, he broke down, reflecting on his then-girlfriend, Colorado Springs police officer Sydney Huffman. He met Huffman in 2005, both stuck in traffic during the Air Force Academy graduation. He says both had their car windows down and just began talking.
She had a goal of being a police officer.
He had just graduated from the police academy and wanted to help. Their relationship grew. He helped her become a police officer. But he says 2 years into the relationship, she changed.
She would accuse me of looking at other women when that wasn't the case at all. She was just always very suspicious.
He says Huffman became overbearing and jealous.
If I wouldn't pay enough attention to her, she would use pressure point tactics on me to get my attention, to get me off the phone if I was talking too long.
He says it seemed playful, but it was also a vengeance tactic.
Did you ever become abusive toward her?
No, I would never get angry at her. I would simply tell her to stop.
Martinez says he started to become distant, but it's when he broke off the relationship that she wanted to get back at him. According to the lawsuit, Huffman first accused him of trying to strangle her, but her story began to fall apart, but the accusations kept coming. On 4 different occasions, he was accused of crimes. The charges kept getting worse, including kidnapping and sexual assault.
And I saw a system that didn't care what it did to people.
In April of this year, Martinez thought he was going to die when SWAT officers came to his house to arrest him.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I figured whatever had been said this time was very bad, and I didn't know what they were going to do to me. Whatever they're going to do, I just wanted them to do it only to me and leave my family alone.
In the complaint, you say you remember one of the SWAT officers and his hand on the trigger.
Yes, sir, it moved there.
But were you expecting to die that day?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Martinez just got married and is trying to move on with his life, but because Huffman has a restraining order against him, getting a job as a cop or going back in the military is impossible. Now, if you'd like to read the entire lawsuit against the city, you can go to krdo.com. It'll be on there later after this newscast. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Tack. And we did contact the city to get a response to the lawsuit. A city spokesperson says they will have a statement tomorrow morning.